out as it is. Hello, everyone, and welcome to MHS Sports and MHTV. I'm Chris Conley. Tonight we're at Staff Sergeant Christopher Piper Field on the campus of Marblehead High School as the number 8 seed Marblehead Magicians football team takes on the number 9 seed Whitman-Hanson Panthers in the round of 16 of the MIAA Division III state tournament. The contest is brought to you by the MIAA. The association is responsible for governing, coordinating, and promoting the educational athletics and aims to provide student athletes with the best high school experience possible. The MIAA stresses the values of interscholastic athletics and discipline from the commitment to sportsmanship and teamwork. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net and explore all they have to offer. So it looks like Marblehead won. Oh, no, wait, the toss has just happened. Marblehead has won the toss. They defer. That's referee Mark Lento in the white hat. He's the man in charge of the officiating crew. So Marblehead will kick off to start the game to Whitman-Hanson. The Whitman-Hanson Panthers are 4-4 coming into this contest. Marblehead 6-1. It's along with Mark Lento, we have umpire Gino Borganzi, linesman Dave Rocca, line judge Jay Johnson, and back judge Dennis Torres. So 12 minutes on the clock for each quarter, and now we're about to do the national anthem, and that'll be the Marblehead band, marching band. Just a perfect several days stretch we're in here for early November. It's been in the high 60s. It's right around 60 at game time, and maybe a 10-mile-an-hour wind is not really going to affect too much.
Our great nation has preserved through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and
On the Panthers side, they're coached by second-year coach Zach Botello.
Let's give them a round of applause.
And it's a senior-laden team. They have 18 senior starters on the team. That means experience, and it also means they are not going to be swayed by a touchdown or two. So the marching band presents now the national anthem. Nice size crowd here for a Friday night tournament game in Division III. Last year, of course, Marblehead won Division III with an undefeated season, and they went on to the Super Bowl to win that contest over North Attleboro. Both of those two teams are in the contest again this year in the Division III playoffs, and top seed on the Marblehead side of the Division 3. I guess there's 8. There's 16 teams in the league. Marblehead is number 8. So they split those two divisions into 8 teams per bracket. Mortorni, excuse me, Greg Mortorni, number 34, is getting set to do the kicking. And Will Frazier is back deep to the near side. And can't read the number on the far side. 12 minutes, we're set to go. First quarter action about to get underway. Welcome to everyone who's joining us. Are we streaming live tonight, John? We are. And welcome to everybody into the end zone for Mortarni. That's a huge advantage to Marblehead to have a kicker with the strength of foot that he has. So they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Whitman-Hanson will take over for the first time. The quarterback for the Panthers is number 12, Cam Burrows. He's a senior. He's also a safety. And you heard me mention Will Frazier's name, number 17. He'll be doing a lot of the ball carrying. Burrows has only thrown 3 touchdown passes all season. They've got wide receivers to both sides, motion. Handoff to the back, and he gets stood up and dropped for a loss. Loss of a yard. Evan Casey was the ball carrier. Loss of a yard, maybe a little bit more. Looks like a yard. Burrows gets the snap, gives it inside. Nice run by number 22, and that's Trevor Goggins. Nice hole, and Goggins cut right up in it. Pickup of about 4 on the play. It's 3rd down and 7. And the ball is at the 23-yard line. 3 down linemen for Marblehead are going to have a big game. Here comes Burrow's first pass. It's complete and enough for the first down. Ball caught by Patrick Dolan, I believe. Yep. And it's up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 12 on the play, and a first down. Good protection for Burrow. Throws it, and there's a man open, and a good catch. The ball wasn't exactly at him, but he made a good reaching catch for it. Dolan comes to the near side again, also a senior. And a gain of about 1 on the play, a dive play to the right side. Ball carrier was Evan Casey. They call it no gain. Still at the 35-yard line, 2nd and 10. In the game last week, Cam Burrows did throw 2 touchdown passes. One to Trevor Goggins, a 73-yarder, and a 20-yarder to Will Frazier. They lost that game to Duxbury, however, 42-22. They've played a lot of good teams this year. Play action fake. Burrows looks to throw, fires it right underneath at about the 35-yard line, maybe the 36, and a gain of about 2 after that. So they give him up to the 39-yard line, so a gain of 4.
4-yard gain. 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6 at the 39-yard line. As I was saying earlier, it just couldn't be any nicer for November than it's been these last several days, and it looks like it's going to go on for a little while anyway. Burrows keeps it up the middle and doesn't get too much. He maybe picks up a yard or two. And they'll bring up a 4th down and 5. They mark it right on the 40-yard line, so a gain of 1 on the play. Sam Anisi on the tackle for Marblehead. Keep an eye on number 54 if you can. He's one of the down linemen on the far side. There's usually 3. There's no down lineman this time. Punting situation, obviously. And they fake it and caught in the backfield and dropped for a loss. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Marblehead at the 35-yard line. Just a great play. Was it Aiden Tardy that made that play? A turnover on downs. First break of the ball game. This one goes Marblehead's way. Might have been DeWitt. Got the first hand on him and the runner off keel. Loss of 4 on the play. Turnover downs. So Marble has it 1st and 10 on the Whitman-Hanson 35-yard line. Looking to throw. O'Neal to the end zone. Has a man. Has a touchdown. Xander Danforth. And now for the extra point. A nice play by Danforth. You could tell how happy he was. He was behind the man, and O'Neal put it right in the bucket, as they say, over the defender and right into the arms of the receiver, Danforth. There's the kick. It's good. So Matorni's had a role in this game. He's got a point here, and he had that booming kickoff that sailed into the end zone. So with 7:51 to go in the first quarter, here's another throw, another look at the throw, and it was just a bomb. About 38 yards he threw that, and a little bit more than that, maybe 42 yards, because he had dropped back. The ball was on the 35, and he put it about 4 yards deep into the end zone, right into the arms of Xander Danforth. One play, 35 yards. That's what going for it and missing it in your own territory can do to you. And that's what Whitman-Hanson is faced with now. Trailing at 7-0. And Marblehead, known for being a quick strike team, and I'm sure that's what the coaches, led by second-year coach Zach Botello, have been telling their team this week of preparation. I'm sure they've seen some film. Tony steps into it, a line drive, bounces it, doesn't bounce. It's fake pitch and kept by the man who received it, and he's dropped down at the 25-yard line. Was it 22 who was the return man? Trevor Goggins. The only problem with a kick like that is it doesn't give the coverage team a couple extra seconds to get down there. It's a line drive. I believe it was Goggins. So Whitman-Hanson, the Panthers at the 25-yard line this time. Tight formation. And up the middle, and they break a tackle, and they get a first down. They plowed their way forward, and the ball was carried by Evan Casey. Big gain. A lot of blocking over there. That's to the 39-yard line. Gain of 14. Jennings on the tackle for Marblehead. Just a nice big push from the line on the right side. Again, in the same formation. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Straight up the middle and pick up a few, maybe 3 on the play. Nick Beauregard, the ball carrier. Pickup of 3. 2nd down, 7 at the 43-yard line. They're staying with this formation. It's worked on the last couple of plays, so now they give it to the fullback, and he gets wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and pushed back, and maybe a yard gain. Nice tackle there made by number 55 for Marblehead, Pacheco. Frazier was the ball carrier. Pickup of about a yard, I'd say. And it's at the 44-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Clock rolling down to 5:55. And a loss this time. Once they showed that play a number of times now, and it's starting not to work. It turns into a 4th down. A nice defensive play by Marblehead, as we can take a look at the replay and see how they swarmed the ball carrier and caught him for a loss. 4th down, 6, so a loss of 1 on the play. And the replay here, they're in tight and nowhere to go around and bursting right through there. 54 for Marblehead made the first hit. That's Samonisi. So punting situation. They faked the punt the last time. Cronin back at about the 24-yard line, under pressure, but high punt. Bounces at the 33 and goes out of bounds. And it'll be Marblehead football. They mark it right at the 20. So that's where the Magicians take over, at the 20-yard line. After a series of a turnover on downs. And then a punt. Even though Whitman-Hanson did go change their formation style and went to the tight formation. It worked the first couple of times. The first time for 14, and then for 5, and then for nothing, and then for a loss. O'Neal slung to the ground, and he comes up hurting. Arm is hurt. He goes to the sideline, and he's replaced by Nathan Berry, number 5. And looks like a loss of maybe a half of a yard. We'll say no gain. But going down hard on the arm there was a gain of a yard. So it's 2nd down 9. Barry's got the ball. He runs it off tackle to the left side. He bounces off of a tackle, and a penalty marker flies. Looks like a holding call. Was thrown in the offensive backfield. So they move it back to about the 10. Looks like it's just outside the 10-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 20. 3 receivers to the near side.
2nd down, 19.
Eddie Johns with a great cut. Breaks to the outside, back to the inside. Nearly has the first down. He picks up about 17 yards on the play.
Eddie Johns, the ball carrier. A gain of about 16. Going to make it 3rd and 3. That was Sam Pace.
All the way up to the pickup of 16 on the play. Ball is at the 27-yard line. And O'Neill is back in there, apparently. He's talking to his offensive line. Penalty marker down. It's going to be, I think it's going to be illegal motion, illegal procedure. Johns was moving in the back. I don't know if somebody else was moving as well. Wasn't moving his feet, but he was up and down a little bit. I don't know if that's what they called or not. But it's a penalty, a procedure penalty. 5 yards back, and that makes it 3rd down and about 8. Ball is at the 22-yard line. O'Neill has a 3rd down and 8 from the 22. Leading by 7. Here comes the pass to the flat. It's Connor Cronin. Cuts inside the block. Nice move by Cronin to the sideline. 1st down and more. Pushed out of bounds. Defensive play by Matt Phelps, but a 1st down on the O'Neill to Cronin pass. From the 22, they're all the way up to the nice play. Now look how he cuts inside there. And now he cuts to the outside, and those guys lean to the wrong direction, and Cronin takes advantage of it. 1st and 10 now at the 41-yard line. Johns gets the call up the middle, breaking tackles and twisting and diving forward. It picks up about 8. Maybe 9, depending on the spot. They spot it at the 49-yard line. They've got to get across to the 49 on the other side. 2nd down and 2. Johns again slicing. That's good running, but it's also really good blocking. And it takes a good runner to follow good blocking, and that's what Johns is doing right now. Eddie Johns, number 23. He's just gotten better and better as the year's gone on. Split to the near side is Ryan Kamas. O'Neill, good protection. Pump fake, then throws it deep. He has a man wide open. Penalty marker is down, and a Marblehead player is down on the field on the far side. And here comes the. It looks like there's a penalty. It looks like it's going to go against Whitman-Hanson. And the intended receiver made a diving attempt. Can't read the number. Let's see if we can pick it up here. He goes down the back, and there's the pump fake, and then on the far side, and he is all alone. Bounced hard. Gave it his all. A 15-yard penalty moves it across midfield. It's 14 who's injured. So it's that's Shane Keogh. Up slowly, and that looked like he might have gotten the wind knocked out of him, the way he dove for it and landed on his chest. If it was something sort of structural, he wouldn't be up and walking the way he is. There he is. Now see if he lands. Yeah, boom, right on the chest. Anybody that's ever had that happen to them knows you're incapacitated and you can't really do much. So it's up to the 36-yard line after the personal foul penalty on Whitman-Hanson. 1st and 10, so Marblehead that was in deep trouble with a 1st and 20 all the way back at around the 10-yard line, maybe 1st and 19. Now they're in business here at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10. 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Gives to Johns. Johns looking for some room. Cuts it inside, has a hole and gets some room, and he's down to about the 30. He's deceptively strong. He's a short guy, but he's deceptively strong, but he's very quick, and he's really gotten good over this end of last year and this season. He's really gotten good at finding the holes and then blasting through them. He's also difficult for the linebackers to find. So it's a 2nd down and 5, a gain of 5 yards on the play. O'Neal.
This is a give. God damn it.
O'Neal breaks a tackle, comes down the side, right by the number, and all the way to about the 15-yard line. That was a play that didn't work the way it was supposed to, but O'Neal, you can see on the replay here that this play sort of fell apart. Timeout taken by Whitman-Hanson with 1:04 to go. So, he was looking for a receiver to throw it quickly, but it wasn't there. So he just went up the hole and just plowed his way down. The ball is now spotted at the, see if it's right on the 15-yard line. Nice gain by O'Neal. A gain of 16 yards by the quarterback on a play that looked to be a broken play. A 1:04 to go here in the first quarter, 7-0 Marblehead. They're on the 15-yard line in the middle of a drive that started back on their 20 and included 2 penalties against Marblehead, one a long one that set them back to the 10-yard line, and then another penalty that set them back to the 22-yard line after they were up to about the 27. And then Cronin up to the 41. Eddie Johns to the 49. Penalty brought it 15 yards further down to the 36. And Eddie Johns picked up 5, and now O'Neal, the quarterback, with a nice run. Chris DeWitt in the slot to the far side. Ramos to the near side. Johns spins away from the tackle, stays on his feet, heads for the goal line. He's going to get it. Touchdown. "15-yard TD. Eddie Johns. They didn't wrap him up, and he wasn't going to stand around and wait for them to do it. Nice play by Eddie Johns, a terrific run. He gets it. Now, it didn't work right that way, so he cuts back the other way, and he saw a clear path to the end zone, and he just went as fast as he could. Matorney out of O'Neal's hole. The kick is blasted through there. What a strong leg. Special teams really makes a big difference. Matorney with kickoffs, punts, and extra points. So with 56.1 to go here in the first quarter, Marblehead's up 14-0. A drive that went 80 yards in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays. And it was capped off by an exciting burst by Eddie Johns. Number 23, and he's excited there, and good for him. It was a really good run, and he really made it with almost a loss. He was bottled up in the backfield and quickly spun around and got away from trouble, and with his head up, he was looking down the field, and he could see that there was a lot of open space, and no one could put a hand on him between there and the goal line. First quarter's got just under a minute left. This kick is down to about the 3-yard line. And they come straight up the field, and the return man took the legs off from under one of his teammates. Ball was returned by Will Frazier. And Whitman-Hanson will have it at the 25-yard line. Blast up the middle, and ball is stripped and nearly stolen. Let's see if Marblehead get it. It looked like it was Whitman-Hanson. Looks like the guy who fumbled it got back and picked it up. He did. That was Will Frazier. So he lost a few yards on the fumble and the recovery, probably a gain altogether of about 7 yards. And they mark it at the 32-yard line. Again with the tight formation. Marblehead has to match up their bigs against the Whitman-Hanson bigs. The quarterback rolling under pressure, fires it. Nearly intercepted, no penalty called. That was Connor Cronin, I believe, reaching around and knocking it away. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Marblehead 14, Whitman-Hanson nothing. A well-rounded education is one that not only is academically oriented, but one that also includes physical, social, and emotional development. Interscholastic athletics provide the other half of education. The MIAA encourages you to support your local high school athletic teams throughout the school year. After one, the score, 14-0 Marblehead. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. Welcome back. And welcome back. The second quarter about to get underway, 14-0 Marblehead. 3rd down and 3 at the 32-yard line.
3rd down and 3.
And again, the tight formation. Pitch comes to Frazier. Frazier's, you can see the white shirt moving there. He's close. I think he has the first down. They do mark him across the line to gain, which was the 35-yard line. So Whitman-Hanson is in the Patriot League. There's Frazier, you can see him. And they've had games against, these are the teams that they've beat. They've beaten Pembroke, Foxborough, Silver Lake, and Plymouth. I think it's Plymouth North. And they've lost against Hingham, Marshfield, Rockland, and Duxbury. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. They blast it up the middle, and they pick up about 5. Ball carried that time by number 7, Casey. Pickup of 6 yards, and it's Pacheco in on the tackle at the 42-yard line. 2nd down, 4. We're in the second quarter. It's 14-0 Marblehead. They sweep it to Frazier, and Frazier gets back to the line of scrimmage. Monaco on the tackle. So Frazier picks up a yard. Third down. Third down and 3. Well, a lot of people moving around there. And he doesn't have enough. He pushed the ball forward after he was down, and the linesman marks it back to the 45-yard line. So a gain of 1, they needed 2. It's 4th down and 1.
4th down and 1 for Whitman-Hanson.
At first it looked like he might have made it, but as the camera angle widened out, you could see that in the red part there, he was still right on the 45-yard line, which is where they are. Quarterback sneak. And they're needed a yard. They got 2. They went very quickly, and it looked like the defense wasn't quite ready. So 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. This drive for Whitman-Hanson began back at the 25-yard line.
Crisscross. There it is.
And maybe picked up a yard. Ball carried by number 22, and that's Trevor Goggins. They run that crisscross play in the backfield where everyone's in close together. It's very difficult to defend, but you have to keep your eyes open and be aware of what they're likely to do. So a gain of 2 yards on the play, and it's at the 49-yard line. Second quarter rolling down to 8:08. Frazier in motion, play action fake, and the quarterback under pressure. May get away, he does get away, runs to the sideline and out of bounds. He's a few yards short of a 1st down. Cam Burrows gets up to the across midfield and down to the Marblehead 47-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. DeWitt nearly had him in the backfield. But give Burrows credit, he was able to evade him. 3rd down and 4. At the
Jet, go!
Oh, nice tackle. Nice tackle by Brooks Keefe, number 29. So Frazier trying to turn the corner on a 3rd down and 4 was stonewalled by Keefe. And it's 4th down and a long 3. Ball's at the 46-yard line. Nice play by Keefe there on defense. And those types of plays, you remember the touchdowns, you remember the great run and by Eddie Johns and the pass by O'Neal, but plays like that turned a 3rd and short into a 4th and 3. Marblehead goes offsides here when they had a great opportunity here to get the ball back. And the offsides penalty against Marblehead gives Whitman-Hanson a 1st down at the 41-yard line. You see the defense gets ready here. They start to come up. They want to rush the quarterback, and the interior line, along with the linebacker on the far side, all came up and were in the neutral zone. And some contact must have been made.
Reverse.
So reverse play and a pass. Throw down the field. The quarter intended. Is intended for the quarterback. 13 was the intended receiver, Brendan Moore. He was wide open. The pass wasn't there. Here we go. Double reverse pass. Was it Dolan that made that pass? Number 9? Possibly. 6:34 to go. The clock is stopped. 14-0. Marblehead over Whitman-Hanson, but the Panthers are trying to claw their way back into this game. Trailing by a couple. Comes the motion. Gives to the tailback. The tailback gets stood up and hit low and did not go any further. Cronin in on the tackle. Somebody else was there too. 52, I believe, was involved there. Campbell. There was another black shirt involved. You could tell that he was hit real low. Right around the knees, right around the just wrapped him up, textbook style. 3rd down and 5. Ball is at the 36-yard line. Spread formation, looking to throw. Burrow's pass is complete for the 1st down and dropped out of bounds on the far side. I think Cronin in the tackle. Not sure. Another 1st down. Dolan makes the catch, and Brooks Keefe makes the tackle. No gain on the play. The ball remains at the 26-yard line. John Walker. They actually mark it back a yard. Well, it was at the 25-yard line, so it's a loss of 1. 2nd down, 11. 4:35. Looking to throw. Burrow's pass to the sideline is incomplete. Intended out there for Dolan. Made the diving attempt. Stops the clock with 4 minutes and 31 seconds to go. Kind of a sidearm throw for Burrows. Come over the top, maybe 3/4. Third down, 11 at the 26-yard line. Comes motion this way. Quarterback gives it to the man, and he gets thrown back for the loss. See where they mark it. So they mark it back to the 30-yard line, a loss of 4. And it's 4th down, and it looks like 15. Marblehead wasn't fooled at all by that. Those sorts of crisscrossing plays and motion this way and dives the other way, they work, but eventually they can come back to bite you, and it's starting to now. You've got to mix it in with other things. Frazier split to the near side. No, it wasn't Frazier. Quarterback fires on the run and throws it down the end zone and out of bounds, incomplete. So that will be a turnover on downs. A penalty marker is thrown late. So this penalty will go against Whitman-Hanson, I believe. We'll see what the dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Panthers. So dead ball means after the play was over. Usually involves something around the lips, some sort of talking or something. And they step off a 15-yard big march up from the 30 to the 45. So a turnover on downs and then a penalty. Here's the play again. So Marblehead has it at the 45-yard line. First and 10, 3:35 to go. They've scored on a one-play drive of 35 yards earlier in the game. And then they scored on a 7-play 80-yard drive. Eddie Johns gets the call, follows his blockers, stays on his... No! Johns didn't have the ball. Connor Cronin. It was completely faked out. Penalty marker thrown along the far side. I'd like to see the play again. It was just a tremendous play by Johns. Let's see. There goes Cronin in motion. Play the fake and then the pitch. And both the cameraman, John Caswell, and I were following Eddie Johns. Maybe you were following it because I was saying it. And it was Connor Cronin. And let's see what the penalty is here. I didn't see a signal, did you? Maybe it's coming up right now. Clock is at 3:22. Holding, Marblehead. Personal foul, Marblehead.
Why is he marking off? Why is he marking off against us?
So there's some question as to the enforcement of these penalties. Was one of them against Whitman-Hanson? I think they're both on Marblehead, right? Yeah. So 2 penalties against Marblehead negate a huge gain. And it's all the way back to the 39-yard line. One of them was a hold. And the other, unsportsmanlike, at the 29-yard line. So they were all the way down, looked like about the 10-yard line. First down, 26 yards to go. O'Neal, 3 receivers to the near side. O'Neal back, looking, faking, up the middle, stays on his feet, avoids trouble, and now he's wrapped up. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage before he's dropped. Maybe a loss of a yard or so. Put it right on the 28-yard line, so a loss of 1 on a sack. And it's at the 28-yard line, so second down, 27. Clock rolling here with 2:45 to go in the first half. Danforth to the near side, along with DeWitt. O'Neal fires over the middle. Cronin wide open. Big gain. Back past the original line of scrimmage. All the way up to the 48-yard line, a gain of 20 yards. It'll be third down and manageable, really. Third down and long 8. Just a great play, and there's Cronin. Cronin in the slot to the near side. Danforth is outside of him near the sideline. Clock is at 1:45 here in the second quarter. O'Neill looking to the sideline. Nice pass, nice catch. The defender was right there, but Cronin shielded him and made it available for him to make the catch, and it's going to be a first down to keep the drive alive. Now watch what Cronin does with his shoulder. He's got his back to the to the defender, and that prevents the defender from getting an arm around him. It's down to the 43-yard line, and a first down. O'Neill to Danforth. Danforth shakes a tackle, stays on his feet down the sideline, comes back inside, nearly lost the ball, stays on his feet. He wants the end zone. He's had a taste of it earlier, and he wants some more. Penalty marker down. Johns comes off, looks like he's favoring his right hip. Block in the back, maybe. Personal foul. Oh, it goes on Whitman-Hanson. There's Danforth. You see, he was already down on the ground. He piled on him a little bit. That might have been it. A timeout taken with 1:28. So a gain down to, it's a very interesting play. And they mark it all the way down to the 10-yard line. We're talking about the teams that Whitman-Hanson played earlier this year. For Marblehead, it was victories over Concord Carlisle, Linfield, North Andover. Then they met Peabody, and Peabody was just too strong. They lost that one 40-7. Then they got back on the winning track against Masconomet, Beverly, and Danvers. And tonight, the round of 16 in Division III. 1st and 10 at the, looks like the 12-yard line, maybe the 11. Call it the 11. Maybe it is the 10. 1st and goal, then. They keep pushing forward. The whistle hasn't blown. Big pile moves. A 5-yard game. Was it Bernardo Banis? Or Connor Cronin was the ball carrier. Second down and 4. Looking for the end zone, throws it to the far corner, and a penalty in the end zone. That'll put a first down at the 1 or the 2 maybe. Ryan Kamas was the intended receiver.
Pass interference in the end zone be half the distance. It is not an automatic first down, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
So not an automatic first down. 2nd down and 2 from the 2. Eddie Johns. Believe it is. Hard to see. It's hard for us to see him too sometimes. Yes, it is. Second touchdown for Eddie Johns. Gain of 2 yards and a TD.
That's a 2. Kick that 6-yard rushing TD for Eddie Johns.
Plunge for Johns from the 2. Now, Matorney. Big kick. He's almost automatic. And it's 21-0 with 44.9 to go in the first half. So it started on a turnover on downs and penalty before Marblehead actually got to get going at the 28-yard line. And they had a big gain by Connor Cronin. They had another big gain from both of these were passes from O'Neill to Cronin. Then O'Neill to Danford. And then Connor Cronin picked up 6, another penalty, and then it was Eddie Johns with a 2-yard TD at 44.9 to go of the second quarter. And the kick by Matorney. And we have a 21-0 lead. Just under 45 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Matorney is blasted, and it bounces on the goal line and goes out of the end zone. So they'll spot it, excuse me, out at about the 20-yard line, at the 20-yard line. First and 10 for the Panthers. Cam Burrows at quarterback, looking to pass, throws a screen to the left side. Blocker out in front. Nice big gain. And it looks like DeWitt was there in the tackle. And here comes the play. Close to the sideline and is caught just shy of the first down. Pass was to Dolan. So Cam Burrows is moving his team. A gain of 9 yards on that last play. The ball is at the 47-yard line. Clock is stopped with 22.1. Dolan to the near side, covered there by Denbo. Steps up into the pocket, fires down the middle, and it's tapped away. Cronin knocked it away. 16.3, nice play by Connor Cronin out there. Good move by the quarterback as he steps up into the pocket and then fires it, but Cronin playing sometimes what they refer to as center field when you're the safety in the middle. Got a hand on it and knocked it away. I'm sure he was hoping that he could have snagged it for an interception. 3rd down and 1 with 16.3. Here comes a big rush. They've got enough for the first down. Twisting and turning. Brooks Keefe, I believe, make that tackle. Maybe it was 26. Aiden Tardy.
On the tackle.
It might have been Tardy.
Stop the clock. So 1st and 10 on the Magician 48 with 1:14.
It was Brooks Keefe. First and goal. First and 10 at the Marblehead 48-yard line. Quarterback looking. Has another first down, and they kept him in bounds. Clock is rolling, and that will do it for the second quarter. No, they stopped the clock with .7. Wait a minute.
Canberra's pass complete to Red Great King. To the Whitman-Hanson.
5 seconds.
So Marblehead will take a timeout. It's kind of interesting to say.
5 seconds. They put 5 seconds back on the clock. Tell Jimmy they put 5 seconds back on the clock.
He actually looks like he is out of bounds from this angle on the replay. So they put 5 seconds back on the clock, and the ball is a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. So they'll have a shot at the end zone here. 21-0 with 5 seconds to go here in the second quarter. A nice play by Whitman-Hanson to get out of bounds. Definitely was out of bounds, no question about it. Didn't look like it from this angle, but on the replay, it's pretty clear. That the receiver was out of bounds. So good call by the officials.
And the Magician 35 with 5 seconds remaining.
1st and 10, but with 5 seconds, it's really 1st and goal. Good protection, pass down the side, and a couple of hands on it. I think it might have, one of them might have been Cronin. No. Anyway, it's knocked away, and the time runs out here in the second quarter. At the half, it's Marblehead 21 and Whitman-Hanson nothing. And now a message from the MIAA, the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, is committed to good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, citizenship, and responsibility are the trademarks of high school activities. Support high school activities with your own display of good sportsmanship and help encourage America's youth to accept the responsibility which freedom demands. Support your local high school. See the future of America on display. Attend high school competitions in your community. Again, the score at the end of the first half, Marblehead 21, Whitman-Hanson nothing. We'll be back with the second half. You're watching MHS Sports on MHTV. And welcome back. The third quarter is just about to get underway. Marblehead leads it 21-0. Let's take a look at the scoring for Marblehead. It started on their first possession, came after a turnover on downs, and one play was all it took. Play action fake. O'Neal looks to the end zone, fires a long bomb, and Xander Danforth does a happy dance in the end zone. Matorny's kick is good. This is the second touchdown. It was a 15-yard run. Eddie Johns spins away from trouble. Wide open field in front of him. And he goes into the end zone. 15-yard TD. Matorny's extra point is good. And it's 14-0. Here's Eddie Johns again. Puts his head down and bolts his way in from 2 yards out after a penalty in the end zone. Made it 2nd and 2 from the 2-yard line. And Matorny again had the extra point. He's had an impact in this game. The special teams and kicking game has been very important to Marblehead. And his long kickoffs, there was one kickoff that was a line drive. And you could tell the difference in the coverage because the coverage didn't have time really to get down there close to the runner. So they got pretty good field position out of that. Not great. But the long kickoffs have been no returns. Puts it into the end zone. One kick went out of the end zone after it bounced at about right on the goal line and then went out of the end zone. And the return, taking the return game away from the other team is an important part of it. And of course, his consistency and strength of leg has really been important for the team. Missing extra points or having to go for 2 all the time is not what you want to do. So Marblehead will get the ball to start the third quarter. They won the toss to begin the game, deferred, and kicked off to Whitman-Hanson. The Panthers got it on the 20 and turned it over on downs up to the about the 35-yard line, which is where Marblehead took over. So the Magicians are getting ready to receive this kickoff. And number 13, I believe, is setting the ball up. It is number 13. That's Brendan Moore, a junior. 12 minutes on the clock. This is the first game in the round of 16 from the between the 8th in Division III. The 8th seed Marblehead hosts the 9th seed Whitman-Hanson. Moore's kick is long and deep and into the end zone, and Connor Cronin is not going to get a chance to run it out. So nice kick by Whitman-Hanson, and Marblehead will start at the 20-yard line. Just what we were talking about with Matorny's kickoffs, and that was actually Whitman-Hanson's first chance. Marblehead kicked off 4 times in the first half. So 1st and 10 for the Magicians. Johns behind quarterback Miles O'Neal, number 12. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Cronin goes in motion to the far side. Johns gets the call. And he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and stopped for no gain. Chris DeWitt in the backfield, number 17. And DeWitt goes out into the slot on the far side. Cronin is in the slot on the near side. And O'Neal to throw. It's complete and brought down quickly. That was DeWitt. And it's a 3rd down, and it's like a gain of 7 on the play, a 3rd down, and it's at the 27-yard line. 3rd and 3. 2 receivers each side. Marblehead looking to the sideline for the signals from the players. There's 3 players that looks like 2 players and a coach. They're making hand signals as they do all the time. This quick pass to the first down territory. Hard to defend that one. Nice completion and a catch by Xander Danforth. First down. It's at the 34-yard line. Gain of 7 on that play. Those are the types of plays that just keep the drive going. Pitch to Cronin. Cronin looking for some room. He does. He deked inside, and the defenders went with the deke, and then he went around them. Penalty flag. Every time Cronin gets some yards, there's a flag. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. So it goes back from the 34 to the 29. Back to first down, 1st and 15. Negates that nice run by Cronin. DeWitt comes up to a wing. Cronin tells him he's in the wrong position, makes a head and signal, and DeWitt gets into the right position. Cronin. Well, a lot of things happened in that play, none of them good. The first thing was DeWitt was mixed up as to where he was supposed to line up. And then when he did go out, he was right in front of Cronin, and there were 2 receivers and 2 defenders. So you see 17 there, gets back into a sort of a wing position in the backfield. And then he comes out to the near side, and he comes. And then the quarterback held on to the ball. He should have just thrown it out of bounds. Pass inside to Kamas, but not much of a gain. It's 3rd down and a whole lot. 27. Ball is at the 16-yard line. This drive has gone backwards. They have to get up to the 44-yard line for a first down. But Marblehead's done plays like that before. Here comes the pass. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. So sometimes this sort of thing happens and you've got to rely on your kicking game, the special teams as we were talking about, and that's number 34's specialty, Greg Matorney. Somebody gets a hand up there and knocks it down. Goes as an incomplete. So Matorney's standing at about the 1-yard line. The receiver is at about the 49. Kick is high and pushes him back. He gets it about the 46-yard line, and he's knocked over by, looks like number 17. That was DeWitt, and helped out by one of his teammates. It'll be 1st and 10 for Whitman-Hanson in Marblehead territory at the 44-yard line. Best starting position for Whitman-Hanson in the game so far. Clock is stopped at 7:52.
First and 10, Whitman-Hanson.
At the Marblehead 44. Shift on the defensive line into the gaps. Handoff up the middle, and they push forward, and
Because he doesn't wait for the guy to get set. Talk to him all week about that.
Shanley made the tackle. I'm sure I mangled that name.
Tackled by Jack Shanley. 4-yard gain, second down and 6.
Gain of 4 on the play. Ball's at the 40-yard line. Second down and 6. Linebackers stunt up into the gaps. They stay where they are, looking for a pass. Here comes the run, and he gets by the first defender and then gets hammered. And somebody's hurt for Marblehead. It's Pacheco, I believe. It is Christian Pacheco. Taking a look at the play again. Pacheco got down low, got underneath, and twisted around. It's never a good thing when a player doesn't get up from a hit, but when their arms and legs are moving, I say it's a good thing when you see their arms and legs moving. Take a look again. Broke a tackle and then came down on top of Pacheco as he was rolled up by Cronin. The ball carrier was Will Frazier. And you can just see how he was rolled over, and Pacheco underneath him was twisting him to the ground, and then Cronin came and pushed him further, and they just rolled up on top of Pacheco's head. That's good to see. So a gain of 3 yards, 4 yards, a gain of 4. It's at the 36-yard line. Third down and 2. Clock rolling, 6:52 to go, third quarter, 21-0 Marblehead. Quarterback keeper. Somebody gets a hand on him if he gets near the and past the first down line. He had to get to the 34-yard line. They got a hand on him at about the 33-yard line, and he went a little bit further. So Cam Burrows gets the first down at the 32-yard line, a gain of 4 on the play. First and 10. Cronin was the one who whipped him to the ground.
First and 10.
3 receivers in the formation. 1-on-1 on the outside to the far side. Looking to throw. Burrows throws that way. And it's... Is it a touchback? It is, an interception. Nice catch there by Baxter Jennings.
Intercepted by number 7, Baxter Jennings.
Burrows put it up in the air. A couple of Marblehead players had a chance. He's under pressure there. He had to let it fly. So it was Keefe, 29, who tipped it, but Jennings caught it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Marblehead on the interception on the 20-yard line. They said he wasn't in the end zone, so it's Marblehead 1st and 10 on the 1. Nice play, nice play. This could go, could go, could go. Does he have the speed? It's Chris DeWitt. He's going to go. 99-yard touchdown for Chris DeWitt. Amazing. That's better than their 1st and 10 on the 20. "99-yard TD. I think that may be the longest. Now he makes it right there. He gets by that first guy, and then he gets a little bit of block. It's slowed down, number 4, Kane, and now he angles away from the defenders, and then the defender knocks down his own guy at about the 30-yard line. And here comes the kick. The kick is no good. Was it blocked? Offsides. So offsides against Whitman-Hanson. Will they kick again, or will they go for 2? They need a new football. That one went into the trees. It might have gone into the ocean the way Matorni kicks. Or hit somebody in the harbor. So they'll do it again. I would assume they decline the penalty, because if you go half, it's too close. You need that little bit of distance to get your angle up. So Matorni out of the hold by Miles O'Neill. He just threw the longest pass of his career. This one's good, and now there's 2 footballs in the woods. That touchdown came at 5:35. It's a backbreaker. A one-play, 99-yard drive. A O'Neill to DeWitt, and then DeWitt caught it must have caught it at about the 20-yard line. No, he catches it at the 5, and then he breaks free. He gets a little bit of a block there from Danforth, just enough. Now watch these 2 guys. They're going to collide. One's going to try to dive for him, and he's going to take the other guy out, and that opens the. Well, they wouldn't have caught him anyway. DeWitt would have been. He would not have slowed down for anything. That's a great memory. The kick is good, and it is 28-0 with 5:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. So I thought that interception had been in the end zone, and it would have been 1st and 10 on the 20, and then I saw them line up on the 1, and I thought, well, that could be bad. It turned out it was great. Matorni steps into it. On the goal line, caught there. They faked the reverse, and Marblehead didn't fall for it, but the running back gets away, and he gets to the sideline. He's not going to get away from number 21, Elliott Plus. But a good return and good field position. Out to the, looks like about the 38-yard line. 60 yards on the kick from the 40 to the goal line. That's 60 yards. So it's at the 38-yard line. Whitman-Hanson after the return of 38 yards. Has it 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line, trailing it by 4 touchdowns. Dolan is to the near side. He goes back to talk to Will Frazier. There's the head fake and go. The quarterback keeps it, comes to the sideline, gets grabbed, stays on his feet, dives forward. He'll have a first down. Nice determination by Cam Burrows. And he picks up about more than 11. We'll call it 12. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain. 11-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here comes the rush from the side. Scampering out of bounds across the way was the receiver on that play. And that was Sam Pace. Nice pass, Pace with the catch. Heads toward the sticks. Picks up about 7 on the play. Let's say 8? 7, yeah, that's what I say. So it's 2nd down and 3 in Marblehead territory at the 44-yard line. 3 receivers to the far side. That's the short side of the field. Here comes motion this way by Pace. And it was a sort of a delay handoff to Frazier, trying to go on the right side, and maybe picked up a yard. Third down, no huddle, quick pass, complete for the first down and whipped out of bounds. Brooks Keefe on the defense. And the ball's at the 38-yard line. Here goes Burrows under pressure. Penalty markers down. It could be a hold inside the line. Burrows finds some room, tries to slip to the outside, but I believe it's coming back. Usually on those types of plays, when it's it's a hold on Whitman-Hanson. When things break down in there, then the linemen want to protect their quarterback, and they tend to hold. He get off of his feet. 26. Aiden Tardy. It was a nice play by the quarterback. A 10-yard penalty moves it back across midfield to the 49-yard line. So they 10 yards from the spot of the foul. That's why they started on the 38, but they're on the 49. 1st and 21. 23, that's right. 1st and 23. Here comes Burrow, steps up in the lane. Down the field, he's got a good gain. He's back to the original line of scrimmage. He tries to jump over the defender, and the penalty marker's thrown a couple of them. This could be unsportsmanlike. We'll see. And another one goes. It's going to be personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, and Marblehead the bench is clapping. And looks like Coach Zach Botello out there in the field asking for questions. 32 was working over 32 on Sam Pace. That was Sam Pace of Whitman-Hanson, was working over number 26, Aiden Tardy, who was on the ground, and the guy had him on the ground, but it was why he was whacking him. It didn't hurt. He had a helmet and pads on and stuff. So they move it all the way back to the 30-yard line of Whitman-Hanson. It's a huge. They have to go down to the 27 of Marblehead. So 20, 30, 42, 42 yards. 42 yards. So it's 1st and 42. Trailing by 28 with 3:26 clock rolling in third quarter. So Whitman-Hanson gets a big penalty. And that's not what they need in this situation. They need smart play. The quarterback is pretty good at continuing the fake. 22 was the ball carrier that time. That was Trevor Goggins. Goggins? Goggins. Yeah, oh. They spotted at the 35. Burrow steps up, looking. He's going to run. Cuts to the side. Picks up 8 yards. 3rd down and 30. Might be time for the old quick kick. This one is a dead duck. So it's interesting to see what's going to be the call here. That pass was the pass was not able to be caught. So it looks like it's a pass interference play at Marblehead. See if we can get this one. Now the pass was just looked like it slipped out of his hand, and so Marblehead's player is going to get called for the penalty, but the other guy took a swing at him. Interference, Marblehead. But I mean, we see clearly on the replay that the guy was standing over him and punched at him. So the penalty goes against Marblehead. When you're up 28-0, they tend to sometimes not see that second half of it. 2:08 to go, third quarter, 28-0. Another penalty on Marblehead is helping Whitman-Hanson get back here. 3rd down and 14 at the 43-yard line. Here comes the pressure. Penalty marker thrown. And goes incomplete. This game is getting pretty chippy. Personal foul on Marblehead. Hands to the face. So this will be enough for the 1st down. Let's see the hands to the face here. Where did it happen? Oh, it was in the line play. So it's at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10. That's not bad. They were 1st and 42 a few minutes ago. Sidearm sling, incomplete. Nice play by DeWitt. 2nd down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wrote down 4 penalties on this series, but there might have been more. It might have been a catch if DeWitt had not landed on him as soon as the ball got there. He knocked it away. DeWitt has a memory that will last a lifetime from this game. Little grandchild will be sitting on his knee going, remember, I went 99, longest touchdown, and goes incomplete. Grandpa, tell us the story about the 99-yard touchdown. Wow, kids, it happened this way. You can't really, I mean, you could do a 100-yard on a return or on an interception. But on a play from scrimmage, bounced right out of the hands, 3rd down and 10. Ball is at the 27-yard line. Oh, nice defensive play. Went right past the blocker and blew it up. Connor Cronin.
Screen pass to Will Fade. Frazier is complete.
Gordon just sent Whitman-Hanson's coaches on the field. Fourth down and 10. Whistle as the play begins. Illegal procedure. It will go
Procedure penalty motion against the offense.
against the offense, yep. And so another penalty. This is like at least 5 penalties in this drive. It moves it back to the 32-yard line. Maybe, are you... A minute and 18 to go here in the 3rd quarter, 28-0. It's 4th down and 15 after the, let's see, this drive started back on the Whitman-Hanson 38. It included a 1st and 42 after a number of penalties. And then we've also had 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5. There we go. This is that's DeWitt on a great play. Yeah, 99 yards. He and Eli Feingold ought to get together, and they can just, you know, when they get old enough, they can just hang out at Maddie's and they'll never have to buy another drink in their life. 4th down and 15. Low snap. Quarterback steps up, fires it over the middle. Bounce out of the hands of the intended receiver who remains on the ground. That's Brandon Kane. Slow to get up. Good defensive play. They went right up the middle, and 2 defenders converged on the intended receiver, Kane. And now he's trying to get up, but he really got sandwiched. So take a look at it again. Here comes Burrow's pass. Yeah, he got hit by Cronin. And it hurt. Now he's up, heading to the sidelines. Shaken up for a moment there, but Brandon Kane, a senior wide receiver and safety. It'll be a turnover on downs, and Marblehead will take over as the 3rd quarter is down to a minute and 13. Conversation going on well behind the line of scrimmage. Is that the Whitman-Hanson coach? He's on the field. Oh. We've seen coaches on the field before. One coach earlier in the season spent the whole game. When his team had the ball, when Marblehead had the ball, he was on the field. Out by the numbers. He was way on the field. Handoff inside. Gain of a few. I think it was Eddie Johns. Second down and 9, low snap, handled well by O'Neill. The ball bounces out of the hands of the intended receiver, and that was DeWitt. Goes incomplete. A lot of pressure that time on O'Neill. He had to get rid of it. So it was a low snap and then a lot of pressure, and he just had to wing it toward DeWitt. 30 seconds, 30.7 seconds. Third down, 9. O'Neill throws the screen in the middle. Johns breaks free. One man to beat out in the middle, and he gets run right into the guy. A penalty marker's thrown. Johns is slow to get up. One of the players on the other team across the way is having trouble walking. That was Matt Phelps. .6 holding. Marblehead. Screen. Now, where is the hold? I don't see the flag. No, you don't see the whole field. It's a penalty back to the So they're going to let the quarter run out at the end of the third quarter in 5 seconds. The score will be 28-0. Marblehead. High school sports provide an extension of the classroom where students learn to pursue excellence. The value of working with others toward a common goal, playing within the structure of established rules, discipline, loyalty, and emotional control. The MIAA urges you to demonstrate your support for these values for our young people by attending high school competitions in your community. 28-0, fourth quarter coming up. And welcome back. Fourth quarter just about to get underway. It'll be Marblehead's ball, 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Here comes Johns, head down, bulling his way forward. Finally gets knocked out of bounds after a gain of, it looks like about 4 or 5. And they mark it at the 42-yard line, a gain of 4 yards. Into Whitman-Hanson territory. Down before he went out of bounds, so 2nd down and 6. Clock rolling. Clock is rolling, yep.
No, this is wrong. They're in brown, and Connor wants a green. Green. Tell Connor to switch. It's green, Connor.
So a misalignment in the backfield as the two running backs, Johns gets free. It was Johns and Cronin that were on the wrong side, and they switched back, and now it's Eddie Johns gets close to a first down. We'll see where they spotted. It is a first down. He needed the 36. He got to the 35. Gain of 7 on the play. They're at the 35-yard line with a 1st and 10. Clock continues to roll. They'll pretty much, if they can get good yardage out of the running game, they will pretty much just want to run this clock down as much as they possibly can. And you do that by not throwing the ball, incompletions, and going out of bounds. That stops the clock. You don't want that. And taking up Banis. Bernardo Banis. Sophomore Bernardo Banis picks up 5 yards. He's a difficult runner to knock down. See him with the orange shoes out there as he just keeps plowing forward. Number 49. Banis, head down, pushing forward, plowing his way. Gets down across the 20-yard line. Gain of 10. 10-yard gain for Bernardo Banis. He's a really difficult guy to get down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. The way it's been this season for Banis is that if he's in the ball game, he's getting the ball. Oh, a little extracurriculars. I'm glad they didn't throw a flag on that one. Three straight to Benton. Now a penalty. Unsportsmanlike against Whitman-Hanson. They are just, that might be the 2nd or 3rd unsportsmanlike against Whitman-Hanson. It's going to be a half the distance. They're at the 18, so it'll be down to the 9. See what happened, what precipitated this. There's somebody, a couple of guys come through the line and they come falling out. There they go. And the Whitman-Hanson guy, you just saw his hand go up and he grabbed the Marblehead player and just pulled him down with him. And then there was no penalty there. And then something was said. So 1st and goal at the 9. Banis gets the call, cuts inside, and the pile keeps moving, but Banis keeps on his feet. And finally he's dropped down at about the 12-yard line, a loss of 3. About. We'll see where they spot it. Another Whitman-Hanson player is slow to get up. It'll be 2nd and goal, and the ball is at the, looks like right around the 10-yard line. That was his forward progress, was the 10, so that's where they'll spot it. And the player there slow to get up, but he did get up. 2nd down goal from the 10. O'Neal throws the screen to Banis. Banis on the move. Banis plowing. Gets down across the 5-yard line, and that's where he stopped. pick up a 5 yards. 3rd down and goal from the 5-yard line. Another good thing about this drive is it's chewing up a lot of time. Here goes Banis. Boom. Ba-boom. 4 guys on him, and he pushes forward down to the 5. Strong kid. The winner of this game gets to play the winner of the Milton, which is the top seed in Division III, and Minnechaug, which is the 16th team in the bracket of 16. Here comes a touchdown run, and that's Connor Cronin. Just strung it out long enough, and then when everybody was deked by his shoulder looking like he's going to go inside, goes around the corner, picks up 5 yards, gets the touchdown with 6:42 to go in the football game. It's $34-0 right now. Scoreboard hasn't changed, but it is 34-0. Matorney out of the hold of O'Neill. Snap is a good one. Matorney into it and kicks it straight through for the extra point. And after the kick, Marblehead leads it 35-0. This drive started back at the Marblehead 33-yard line. Here comes the touchdown again. Connor Cronin comes by, gets the toss. That's technically a pass because he threw it forward. And good blocking in front of him. Look at that. There was a blocker, number 2, Danforth was pushing Frazier out toward the sideline, and there was another blocker on the inside pushing the guy to the middle of the field, and Cronin just went right between them, just the way it was mapped out, and it worked perfectly. It began back at the 33-yard line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 plays, 67 yards, and capped off by the 5-yard side-to-side run by Connor Cronin with great blocking. Took advantage of it, just walked between the blockers, or ran between the blockers. Under 5 minutes to go. Torney set to kick off. A yard deep in the end zone. Whistle. You cannot run the ball out of the end zone in high school football, so it'll come out to the 20, or in Massachusetts high school football. Whitman-Hanson will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Clock stopped, clock rolling with 4:30 to go. So the next game for Marblehead will be the winner of the Milton Minnechaug. Minnechaug is the number 16 seed. Milton's the number 1 seed. Milton's 7-0, and they're playing Minnechaug. I believe it's tonight. Minnechaug's 4-4. And if it should be Minnechaug that wins, it'll be here. If it isn't, it'll be in Milton next Friday night probably. Clock continuing to move, 3:50 to go. One, two, three, four, 5 defenders around 2 receivers, and nobody got a hand on it. Cam Burrows' pass was incomplete. I think we've seen an awful lot of improvement from technique-wise, decision-making-wise by the quarterback for Marblehead, Miles O'Neill. Over the season, this is his first season as a starter. Cam Burrows Throwing long down the sideline, doesn't have the arm strength. It's going to be picked off, and it is. Crew Monaco. So the Magicians take over. This one just never had a chance, as you can tell by running to the sideline. Maybe lost his grip on it a little bit. Doesn't have the arm strength or not. It's a sidearm throw where he doesn't come. It's like a three-quarter sidearm. Sometimes you can really get underneath it and throw it down the field. That time.
They need a ball, quarterback.
That time it didn't. It just wobbled out of his hand, and Monaco was there to pick it off. So first and 10 for Marblehead, right at midfield. Let's see where they mark it. At the 49-yard line on the Marblehead side. DeWitt had a fantastic game. This is the touchdown by Connor Cronin. Look at the blocking now. Look at the blocking. They just seal it off. Everyone's got a man and no one gets close. That's just great blocking. I mean, you can't take anything away from Connor Cronin, and I don't believe anybody that knows anything about Marblehead football would try. But that was just a case where, well, I wouldn't say I could have run that one in. I wouldn't say that I could have run that one in, but it was just textbook blocking, and they did a great job. First and 10 from the 49-yard line. The handoff goes to Yandel Garcia, a sophomore for Marblehead. He gets knocked back. Penalty on the play? Yep. 5-yard penalty. What's the... I never saw a call. Did you, John? No. So they're across midfield at the 46-yard line. Down to a minute 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men in the backfield right now. Now they're back on the line. Quarterback keeper. Nathan Berry, I believe. Nate Berry. Pickup of a few by Berry. Second down and 4. More like 3.5. Berry at quarterback asking questions at the sideline. That kid should be out of the game. And the game is over. He got in his last lick. Number 58 was really unsportsmanlike for Whitman-Hanson, Jacob Gretschel. But at the end of the ball game, the scoreboard tells the story. 35-0. Marblehead picks up its 7th win of the season. They're now at 7-1. They've won in the first round of the MIAA Division 3 tournament. And a final message from the MIAA. Is there a student athlete at your school that deserves recognition? Someone who is constantly representing your school as a good citizen and should be acknowledged? Now is your chance to nominate a student athlete for the MIAA Student Athlete of the Month Award. The award is presented monthly to one male and one female student athlete who displays excellence in the areas of academics, athletics, and community service. Students in grades 9 through 12 who attend MIAA member schools are eligible to receive the award. Visit the MIAA website at miaa.net to nominate a student athlete today. Just a couple things to close it off here. It was a great win for Marblehead. They put up 5 touchdowns, including one that won't be forgotten for a long, long time, the 99-yard touchdown reception by Christopher DeWitt, a junior. And a couple of great runs by Eddie Johns. Good play by the quarterback. Great blocking, offensive and defensively. Marblehead controlled this game start to finish. We'd like to thank everyone, our whole crew, Steve Clay, Jess Burton, John Caswell, and for the MIA, Gordon Vincent, who has texted us, and it seems like he's watching on streaming. There's the 99-yard touchdown again. My favorite part of it's coming up. That part. A big win for Marblehead, 35-0. For all of us here at MHTV, I'm Chris Connolly saying so long. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.